Yo, welcome to another episode of Empire Jeff TV. I am your host, Empire Jeff, coming to you on a Thursday night live from Los Angeles, California. And tonight we are going to talk some Los Angeles Dodgers baseball. I owe you guys a baseball video. Spent the last couple nights talking basketball, so we're back tonight to talk some Los Angeles Dodgers. And most importantly here, the latest rumors of what's coming around here. We got a lot of people talking and asking questions about Luis Robert Jr., we've got an update here on Tanner Scott and what his contract demands might look like. So we're going to touch on that as well. And obviously we got Teo back. They signed Blake Snell. They extended Tommy Tanks. Andrew Friedman out here working his tail off this offseason after winning a 2024 World Series championship. So good to see. Love to see them out here competing in the offseason just as much as they did in the regular season and the playoffs. And they're not playing around. They're not sitting back and waiting for other teams to add. They, and sit back and say, we won. We're good enough to go and face them with what we had. They're out here. It's an arms race, and they're coming for it. You're seeing what other teams are doing. Mets got Juan Soto. Yankees pivoted, got a bunch of players. You just saw that Arizona just added Corbin Burns to their rotation, an already solid rotation. So they're not playing around here. And what are the chances that the Dodgers could add Tanner Scott and Luis Robert Jr. In the coming days and weeks here this offseason? We're going to discuss that. So Tanner Scott was the start there. We've talked about this before. Don't have to go in tremendous length about it. But a rumor came out yesterday stating that Tanner Scott is looking for a 4-year, $80 million deal. So he's looking for $20 million a year for a reliever. Dodgers typically wouldn't go down that path, and that's typically not a game that they would play. But we can't think of these Dodgers like we would in years past, where they weren't a team that spent very heavy on relief guys, didn't go long-term on relief guys. Shohei taking all that money and that deferral changes everything. It has to change our thinking. And when it comes to the way they go about it with deferrals and signing bonuses, etc., it makes almost anything possible. It makes deals that we did not think were possible, right? So we almost have to unlearn everything that we thought we knew about how the Dodgers did business, because that Shohei Ohtani deferred money applies pressure annually for them to spend in the offseason. So while Tanner Scott is reportedly now seeking $20 million a year for 4 years, I don't know who's going to pay that. I don't know who's going to give him 4 years, 80. I don't know. I don't necessarily know who the Dodgers are competing with at that number. I don't know who they're competing with at the $15 to $17 million a year dollar. I don't know. Yankees adding Williams, having to pay him soon. You have the Mets have Diaz there. Are the Phillies involved there? Is there an American League team there? Do the Rangers get crazy? Do the Mets just spend to spend? Like, I don't really know. Do the Giants get desperate? And look, we're striking out everywhere. Let's at least go get the guy that can give Ohtani fits. You know he's not going back to San Diego. Where does he fit? Where could he go? I don't necessarily know, which is why I'm not convinced he's going to get 4 years, $80 million. So now if the Dodgers want to shorten the years and give him close to that annually, like I said, with the deferrals and with the signing bonus, maybe that's something can be worked out. But I don't necessarily know. Maybe they do. Maybe they do something like Teo, 3 years, 4th year team option with some type of guaranteed money there. Maybe there's something like that. But we have to kind of delete our minds here, our Dodger accounting minds, because they don't operate the same way they used to with that Shohei money there. So there's that, right? Tanner Scott, I think, would be just a massive get, a massive grab, a massive upgrade to the bullpen, which is already phenomenal. And you add someone like Tanner Scott, who is just a shutdown lefty against lefties and against righties, a guy that can pitch in the 6th, 7th, 8th inning, 9th inning, extra innings, can, in a bullpen game, go a 2nd or 3rd inning, or the second time through the lineup, start a game as a opener. He can do everything for you out of the bullpen. And when you add him to a pen that already has what they have, that is just borderline unfair. But the Dodgers are going after him. They're trying to get him. They've been linked to him for a little over a year now. They were trying to trade for him throughout last season and the trade deadline. San Diego beat him to the punch, but San Diego's not going to be able to keep him. So now it's about who's going to pay him, and we'll see. Man, it's hard to say because in today's day and age, man, but it'd be hard to see someone giving him 4 years, $80 million, just to keep him away from the Dodgers, right? Like, and some guys maybe are driving the price up. Some guys would be in a bidding war trying to take him from the Dodgers, but I don't necessarily know who is going to outbid the Dodgers to get him and keep him and sign him, right? So I don't really know where or who that team is. So if you guys have a general idea in the chat, let me know, because I'm curious. I'm curious to see that. If you guys haven't done so already, please drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. Already 100 people rocking on Twitter X. Shout out to you guys. People are coming in on YouTube here. I know there's a Laker game on right now, so I appreciate. We probably got pretty much all the baseball people here. The basketball people are off watching the Lakers right now, so I wanted to kind of sneak in a baseball video here. I'm kind of side-eyeing watching the Laker game here, and talk some MLB and some Dodger baseball with you. So there's that. Tanner Scott, let me know what you guys think. Let me know, do you think if the Dodgers are still in on him? Let me know what you think a fair deal is for him, and let me know where you think there may be other interest at that money for. Because for me, I'm not entirely sure where that is. Now, let's talk about Luis Robert Jr., because I get asked about him often in the chat. I get asked about him often in the comment section. I get asked about him often on Twitter X. I get DMs asking him about him. So there's enough interest and intrigue from Dodger fans to talk about him. And I know a lot of people are kind of down on him because of the year he had last year, because of his injury history. And we've talked in the past about Arenado. And I'm only bringing up Arenado to bring up this comparison. We've talked about it in the past of how getting Arenado into this lineup, into this Dodger machine, and how it could probably rejuvenate him. Well, Robert is so much younger than him, so much early on in his career, only 4 years in the league, only 4 years playing in the league. So he's just getting started here. He's 27 years old, right? Where Arenado's older, he's on the backside of his career, he's on the downslope of his career. Luis Robert Jr. is 27 years old, 2 years of team control at 20 million and 15 million. And he won't be cheap to get. That's a fact. He will not be cheap to get. But the Dodgers potentially could get him. They potentially could get him. Now it's going to come down to, what do you offer up for him? And is it worth that expense? And we got a couple different layers of things we can do here. We know that the Dodgers and the Chicago White Sox have a good relationship. They've done deals in the past. They work well together on deals. So we know there's probably open line of communication because of that solid relationship there. So if you're thinking about this, and Luis Roberts, you probably are hoping that if you get him into the team and you get him on the Dodgers, you're hoping that you get the 2023 version of him, where he hit 38 home runs, 36 doubles. He batted 264. He had a really strong year, and he's all world in center field. He's incredible in center field. And if you get him, then you're more than likely moving Gavin Lux in that deal, which means you're more than likely moving Mookie Betts to second. And then you're more than likely having Tommy Edman and Miguel Rojas platoon at shortstop. So it would not necessarily be cheap, but there's a pathway here for the Dodgers to get this deal done. You might have to overpay slightly with an extra prospect, and then you can also get them to take Chris Taylor's money. So you would probably like a Gavin Lux, a Hunter Fiducia, maybe a James Outman, Diego Cartaya. Like you might have to throw in some guys you might not love to do, but guys who don't really have a clear path to the majors, and guys whose value may be higher right now than it might be in a few years when you're not bringing them up, kind of like a Michael Busch situation. So maybe you send some of Michael Vargas's former teammates over there to play with them so he's not so depressed, right? But maybe you can dump Chris Taylor in this move. Maybe you could. I don't think the Arenado thing is going to gain any steam. I think more and more that is kind of falling apart. I think that's kind of going backwards. I don't necessarily know where he plays. Maybe that's something. If there's an injury to Muncy, or if there's an injury to Freeman, maybe there's something you do in the season or later on to go get him. But right now, from an opening day or spring training perspective, he doesn't have an everyday spot. And I don't think you trade for a Nolan Arenado to platoon him. So we'll wait to see how that plays out. But Luis Robert Jr., there's potential there for a deal to get done. And there's enough smoke there to potentially be some fire. So if the Dodgers really want to go after him, they have the pieces to get a deal done. And those 2 years of team control is right up the Dodgers' alley there. Again, 20 million, 15 million. Not terrible, but for a starting center fielder with power, that's essentially what you're going to pay. And that just furthermore makes this team more dangerous. And could you imagine? And we're not even talking yet in this video yet about Roki Sasaki. But if they land a Tanner Scott and trade for a Luis Robert Jr., my God, my God, that is going to be absolutely nuts, insanity. And they have the means to do both. They legitimately have the means to do both. They have the draft capital. I mean, not the draft, the farm system capital. They've got the money to pay him. And he could be a guy that stays long-term if he plays well, as other guys' money comes off the books. You can extend him. You can sign him as a free agent. 20 million now, 15 million next year, potential extension, or wait till he hits free agency. You have a way to see, okay, can he stay healthy here? Can he replicate 2023 at Dodger Stadium in a Dodger uniform? Can he do that? You're trading on the upside for him. You've seen what he can do. You've seen what he can do, and you're betting, kind of like you did with Teoscar Hernandez last year, you're betting that if you get Luis Robert into this lineup, that he will do similar and maybe more to what Teoscar Hernandez did for you last year, because he's a much better defender than Teoscar Hernandez. You have a potential Gold Glove center fielder here. So we'll see how this goes, right? So the potential here, there's enough rumors on both. There's enough talk on both. The Dodgers are pretty heavily linked to both. Could it be something? Could it be nothing? Only time will tell. But we're sitting here, 2 weeks away, 2 to 3 weeks away from some potentially having some huge signings and additions on this Dodger ball club. Now, we know Roki can't announce that or cannot officially sign until January 15th. I don't think we're going to know until like between the 15th and the 22nd-ish. I think that's going to be the time window in the frame that we kind of get a general idea about what's going to happen with Roki. Outside of that, Robert can happen at any time. Tanner Scott can happen at any time. Gavin Lux trade somewhere else can happen at any time. Trade for another bullpen piece can happen at any time. The only one that's really sitting here looking like it's on a time, like waiting on time, is Roki Sasaki. The rest of it could literally happen at any time. Theoretically, Roki can announce that he's choosing the Dodgers and just wait till January 15th to sign. I don't expect that to happen, though. I don't expect that to happen. But let me know what you guys think. I see some of the comments here. I'm going to get to them. Do you want to see the Dodgers make both these moves? Are you guys high on Luis Robert Jr.? Do you guys think that's too much money for Tanner Scott? Where do you think the money should be for Tanner Scott? Let me hear what you guys got to say. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Like I said, drop a like on the video if you have not done so already. Subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. Owed you guys a baseball video. I've been covering basketball the last couple of nights, and I promised you last night I'll be back to do some baseball today. I'm really trying to be that two-way channel covering both sports at a high level, and your only way to do that is to show up for both sports consistently. It's going to be a challenge. As Lucky is currently destroying something in the background here, it's going to be a challenge, but I'm committed to trying to make it happen. So, BC, what's going on, man? I appreciate you, man. Lakers up comfortably at halftime. Yep, I got it on. They're up 13 right now. Go Dodgers. Absolutely. Absolutely. What's going on, Daniel Berry? Appreciate you for tuning in. Thank you for your continued support. I like this intro music best. You like the baseball one better than the basketball one? It is funny. People, there's some who love one more than the other, and there's some that like just love both. So it's kind of funny how people say Tanner and Lewis fire. Yeah, be crazy if they got both, man. Crazy. Let's go Dodgers. Can't wait for the Tokyo series. Says don't care 187. What's going on? Don't care. Appreciate you. Salute. Welcome to the best mod, the mod of God, the mod God, the God of mods, the best to ever mod, Mr. Search and Destroy. Appreciate you for tuning in as always, brother. Craig, what's going on, Craig? Appreciate you. Lakers should easily beat Portland. Yeah, they should. And Portland got off to a good start here. Lakers are kind of imposing their will here, though. Tanner and Kike to finish off the offseason. Yeah, I think Kike is a lock. I think that's going to happen. That's just kind of waiting out for, Kike is probably going to be one of those guys like Kershaw that's going to be the back end of the offseason, maybe even leading up to spring training. May have to make a move or two to free up some guys to sign. You have to wait for spring training to where you can put guys on that 60-day DL and expand the roster. So when you got guys like Kike and Kirsch, guys who you may already have a pre-existing agreement with, no real rush to get them. You can sign them later on for sure. On that note, yeah, make sure to go ahead and get your MLB, NBA, and NFL gear and more. Make sure to use our link to get special discounts, and your purchase also helps support the channel because we have partnered with the good people at Fanatics. When you order through them via our link, they take care of the channel a little bit when you order through them because we sent you their way. So great way to get the gear you already get and a great way to help support the channel. So tap that link if you have not done so already. Appreciate everyone already out there who has done so. And great gear and sports memorabilia on those sites over there. So appreciate you guys. Trying to find where I left off here too. Let's see. There we go. We got Joseph Sorrow in the building. I'm looking for a 20 mil a year deal too. Yeah, the difference is, Joe, guys like you and guys like me don't got the talent of someone like a Tanner Scott who could command that type of money. But I would love $20 million a year too. Don't care. Says Tanner ain't getting 80 mil from anyone. I don't know who it will be. I'm struggling to find out who that offer is coming from. That's a heck of a rumor for his agent to put out there, right? And I do notice that the word was looking for 20 million a year. Well, I'm looking for 20 million a year. Hell, I'm looking for 100 million a year. I'm definitely not getting it, right? So, maybe it is. When I had Jeff Spiegel of Dodger Blue on, a couple of weeks ago, we talked about that. And I said, I thought that, I heard that it was, 4 years, roughly 64 million. And then he actually estimated a little bit lower. And I was like, okay, man, maybe his market isn't as high as I thought. And now we hear this 20 million, which kind of came out of nowhere, way higher than any projection that was out there. And I'm very interested to see where that came from, right? And if that's a reality or not. But I don't know who's going to pay that. I really don't. MP says Arenado over Luis Robert Jr. Interesting. I don't think I've heard anyone take that take. Curious as to why. Curious as to why you have that take. Still hoping they trade for Arenado. Not interested in Lewis Robert Jr. Okay. I'm not totally against Arenado like a lot of people are. I wasn't totally against Adames like a lot of people were. I struggle just finding a place where Arenado is going to play right now with a healthy Muncy and a healthy Freddie Freeman. I struggle to know where he's going to play. If one of those guys went down, he'd be a great guy to plug in there. But as of right now, as we sit here on January 2nd, I'm not sure I see that as a realistic option right now. Dan Inspiration says, for Luis Robert, I would let the White Sox choose either Bobby Miller or Gosselin with Lux and a top 15 prospect and another prospect outside of my top 25. And yes, take CT3's contract. Yeah, Dan Inspiration. That's what I'm saying. You might have to, sweeten the pot a little bit there. You sprinkle a little something on it to get them to take CT3. And I think it's doable. I think it's possible. And we'll see if that ends up, being the move and being the play is if CT is actually involved in that deal. What's going up, Joe Hong? I appreciate you. Include Frasso as well. Yeah, so there's a lot of options. There's a lot of options that could be moved. The Dodgers got a lot of guys that they're going to have to start getting off of because they're not going to bring them up, to the majors. Or if you start bringing guys up and start using some of their options, some of those guys you're not going to be able to keep. And so you might as well get them out of here while teams still have a little bit more interest in them right now. What's going on, Aaron? Miguel Vargas looks done with life in that White Sox mess. Yeah, but who knows, man? Last year was last year. And they've traded away. If they trade away Robert, they traded away Crochet. Who knows? Maybe some of their guys have a better year next year. Maybe some guys they bring in, some of these guys with the new energy. Maybe they're obviously not going to be a playoff team, but maybe that team could have a little bit more fun next year and get back to kind of rebuilding there. MP says, you never know. Strange things happen and not losing my hope on Arenado to the Dodgers. Okay. It's actually kind of refreshing to hear someone say that they want Arenado on the Dodgers because I've had so many people with pushback on that and fighting me saying they don't want him. So it's kind of refreshing to see that. Let's see. Tanner Scott, I say 16 a year to 64 million. Yeah. With 32 million deferred, Blake was giving 11 million AAV. So Tanner should only get up to the 16 AAV max. Yeah. That's right where I was saying from the start of the offseason. That was exactly the number I thought was his ceiling, was the 4-year, 64 million. That's exactly where I thought the ceiling was. If this rumor is true, that might be the floor, So Lucky is breakdancing over here currently. I'm very interested to see what dollar amount he gets, what year he gets, if it's non-Dodgers. Very curious to see how many years, what that number is. And if it is the Dodgers, it's probably higher money with the deferrals and a signing bonus. So very interested to see how that goes. I'm not sold on Sasaki. Would rather have them sign Bueller. Ooh, okay. You got some interesting takes here. Lewis Robert is always injured. No, thank you. He is always injured, often injured. But that may be why you might be able to get him not as much as it was in 2023. Like last offseason, he was very expensive because he was coming off a year with 38 home runs. This year, he's had a little bit of a, I don't know if you guys can hear Lucky over here, but he's going nuts on something. Last year, he had a down year. He regressed. So the Dodgers may be looking to add him for maybe at a little bit of a markdown, right? And I think that would be wise for the Dodgers to try to pursue him with that markdown. I don't think Robert will come to LA, says Aaron. Yeah, I don't think this is I don't think the Dodgers are in the driver's seat. I don't think this is a slam dunk. But it's something they more than likely have definitely discussed. They probably know the price. They probably know what the cost would be to get him. And it's about, are they comfortable with the price? And do they want to make that move? Do they want to make Mookie their everyday second baseman? Do they want to make Edman their everyday shortstop? Doesn't really have to be the everyday shortstop, really, though. He can be majority of the time at shortstop. He can fill in for Mookie at second. He can play short. He can play center. There's a bunch of different things that he could do. So, 1 second, guys. Lucky is being a little bit of a terrorist right now. He's upset because I didn't take him for a walk yet. But I don't necessarily know what the odds would be on a trade like this, but I'd probably say right now, Luis Roberts, I'd probably say is 30-70 in happening, right? Tanner Scott, I would probably say is 50-50 in happening. Roki Sasaki, I would say even with some of these reports coming out, I would still say 75-25 Dodgers. So I like our chances with Tanner Scott. I really like our chances with Roki. With Luis Robert, I just don't know yet. I just don't know. Roki's agent said he will not sign on the 15th. Well, he said that. And but agents have said things before that didn't turn out to be true. So we'll see. What's good? Nitin says, I hope so. Robert, Roki, and Scott acquisition would be nuts. Yeah, if they got all three of those guys after re-signing Teo, after signing Blake Snell, then we just need another parade in January or February. Just give us another parade. Like, just give us the parade early. Just do it. Let the people who couldn't go to the first one get a second one here. By the way, Max Christie is cooking. Yeah, a lot of people hate on Max, man. He's a young guy. It's year 3, man. Let give the Laker fans are ready to give up on a guy after 3 summer league games, right? You got to let a player mature. Like, relax a little bit. Everyone's a critic, especially the guys who never step foot on a court or step foot on a sideline. Always a critic. Dan says, Dan Inspiration says, only teams crazy enough to give him 20 a year would be San Francisco, the Mets, the Blue Jays, and maybe Angels. Yeah. These are teams who are a little bit desperate. And here's the thing why they might do it. They might overpay now to get him, kind of get a splash, bring some good publicity to their organization. They signed a wanted guy out there, right? Signed a top end reliever, a top free agent. He chose them. They could sign him and then flip him at the deadline. So there could be a complete random team out there who pays him for half a season and then flips him. So there's that. That could absolutely happen. We'll see, but it could happen. Bring us Scott and HSK. Arenado, third base. Muncy, second, if he can stay healthy for an entire season. Muncy, I think, is a little too big to play second every day. That's asking a lot. I think he's like 265 or something like that. I don't know if we want him playing second every day now at this point of his career when he's got glute issues. We have more options for the outfield. Arenado locked at third base is more of an upgrade. Showtime LA. What's going on, Showtime LA? Fiducia and Cartaya are prime trade candidates. Absolutely. If they whiff on Scott, Helsley might be my top target with Kirby Yates as a backup. Yep. Kirby Yates has some filthy stuff too. The Dodgers have plenty of options, y'all. That's what I'm saying. Like, if they're going to Tanner Scott, they're like, look, it's probably their number one option. But if he is going to sit back and kind of demand a little too much and really not be part of the deferral program, then the Dodgers have options to pivot here. They're holding out, they're waiting, making him tell them no probably before they fully decide. But there's no doubt that the Dodgers have contingent moves lined up. Lucky attacking cables again. Yeah, Lucky is turned up right now. I should have took him for a walk before this stream, but I was trying to see, kind of keep one eye, my lazy eye, wandering eye over here on the Laker game, and then the other, with you guys here. So he's a little upset with me right now, and he's probably going to pop up on the screen right now and let you guys know how upset he is right now as well. MP Sasaki is a Japanese phenom. Would be dumb to not want him. Yeah, I don't know how people would not want Sasaki. I don't care if he ends up being a bust. There's no way you don't want him. No way you don't want him. Also, Robert is a massive bounce back guy and plays great defense in center field. Facts. First air horn of the night. Facts. Dan Inspiration said, Lucky found your edible stash. He finds everything. He finds my shoes. He finds my wallet. He takes off with my headphones. The other night he took off with the mic cord. He's a very high octane, energetic pup. Very energetic. Dodgers or Braves for Scott. You know what? I was talking to someone earlier today about the Braves. I'm like, are they doing anything? Like I know they were hurt last year and they're getting a lot of those guys back. And I know they got a lot of their guys signed long-term, but you lost Max Fried. Like, y'all going to join this party here in this offseason? And I'm not going to lie. I asked about them being a dark horse in a couple of areas. They're a well-run organization. They have a good team. They still got some really young pieces. They're built to be perennial threats. I think a lot of people, because of all the injuries they had last year, have kind of forgotten about them. I haven't. And very curious to see if they pull off something crazy, because they've been very, very quiet. And maybe Tanner Scott is something like that. I don't believe they'll be able to kind of sneak their way into the Roki sweepstakes? I don't think so. But I kept waiting for them to pop up as like a dark horse for Corbin Burns. Just pop up like just their name attached to anything because they've done nothing and they're not linked to anything. To me, it's just kind of weird. It's just kind of weird to me. Joe says, good. Wait till the 23rd so there isn't any BS with the tampering. Yep. Facts. Nitin says, get Robert and Edman become super utility men. Yep. Max sucks. Portland is Max doesn't suck. He definitely doesn't suck. But he's a third-year guy. So I don't know about him being a starter on a playoff team. I don't know about that. But Max doesn't suck. He just is playing just like Austin, early in his career, is being used in a role that probably expects too much out of him. Scott alone with Teoscar and Snell would be ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Joe was talking to himself again. Scott, yeah, there we go. Aaron says, holy ish, what the hell is that court design at Staples Center tonight? It's the city edition one. I kind of like when they got like the black and gold in the key. You know what they should have done? I'm waiting for the Lakers to do the Black Mamba court. Like, I want to see the Black Mamba court. I think that would be dope. Search says, and in the third, okay. A works in silence. I'm sure he's working on something. Braves are the team I fear the most still. He does, man. And like they're still a very good team, and people have kind of like legitimately forgot about them. Portland is playing tank ball, I see. Let's see. Design 209. What's going on, Design 209? Go get Robert. We need Edman to be versatile. Yep, I like that. I believe that too. It is I think the Dodgers are at their best when Edman's able to be moved up and down in the lineup, around the middle infield, center field, switch hitter. I think his ability to be versatile in all aspects of the game is what kind of makes him special and kind of makes him a Dodger cheat code. So having him in that role, I agree, absolutely imperative. I think making him a permanent player at a certain position, I don't believe the Dodgers really are going to do that. I don't believe they're going to do that. And you guys know, I've told you this offseason, I'm still not fully bought in the fact that Mookie is going to be the main shortstop. Like, for some reason, it's just, I haven't bought in on all that. I know a lot of people have been saying that, and I do know for a fact that he's putting in a lot of work at shortstop. And when I say I know. But I also know that he's open to playing second if he has to. I know this. All right. So he's preparing himself for the event that he has to play short. And if he does, he wants to be a G at it. But if not, he's going to be more than willing to play second base. Tanner Scott was a Padre, so he wants to be a daddy. So going to the Dodgers, he be the Padres' daddy. That's funny. I still don't think Mookie is our shortstop. Hope they can sign Kim or trade for Robert or even call up Freeland. Anything but Mookie off shortstop. I'm not buying that right now. I'm not saying it's not going to happen, but I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it right now. That's disgusting. So I'm not buying the fact that Mookie is shortstop or bust, like that they're dead set on that. I'm definitely not subscribing to that. I think that there is a chance he plays there, but I still think the Dodgers are perfectly fine with doing other moves and moving Mookie to second in those moves. When do you think Ohtani will pitch? I say like end of April, maybe May at the latest. They're just taking it extra cautious with him, and they don't know how long he's going to pitch in general. So there may be several seasons where Ohtani starts the season without pitching, and because they want him to get off to another crazy offensive start, right? So this could be the plan to where Ohtani doesn't pitch the first couple month or two of every season. Because remember, they're going to 6-man rotations. They're going to where they're trying to limit innings, try to limit pitches. They're trying to limit these guys' arms. So we could see a scenario where Shohei doesn't pitch in some seasons until the All-Star break. We could see where he doesn't pitch, until the end of April, end of May. We could see all kinds of different combinations here. And if that's the case, and he focuses on his hitting out the gate, that may be something that's in plan there. But we'll have to wait and see. And Kershaw, I wouldn't expect back until after probably I mean, his surgery, I wouldn't expect him back till at least June, maybe after the All-Star break, kind of like last year. Mikey Kim. What's going on, Mikey Kim? That's what they get for the Lux trade. They might hit the like button, guys. Absolutely, absolutely. There we go. We got 22 likes on the video right now, so appreciate those who have done so already. We are rocking here with 160 people on Twitter X right now, man. They love me on Twitter for baseball, man. Appreciate everyone on Twitter X. Appreciate everyone on YouTube. Drop a like on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel on YouTube. Drop a like on the post on Twitter X and repost the post. We would greatly, greatly appreciate it. You're welcome. Ox Joe says, hopefully Kershaw retires after the regular season. Ohtani pitches in June. I think that would be probably the latest we'd see Ohtani pitch. I think they're just being more precautious. I think he's ready now. I think he's been ready. Any chance Ferris debuts this year? Depends. If he's on the roster, he may. I'll say this. I think he debut somewhere. I just don't know if it'll be with the Dodgers. Let's see. I think Frasso and Sheehan could have decent breakouts coming back from injury. Yeah. I think a lot of guys could break out today. Imagine if Dustin May comes in as just embarrassing hitters. Could you imagine free agent years, first year healthy? If he can last, that guy's got filthy stuff. But then again, what are we getting for Lux? Like could be Luis Robert. Could be a combination of things here. Lakers up 15 here. Don't tell us what to do. There goes Joe. If you could only own one Dodger jersey that isn't Ohtani, what jersey would you own? Well, my favorite player is Mookie Betts, so it'd be Mookie Betts. But after what Freddie Freeman just did in the World Series, that would be up for contention, and obviously Kershaw because he's a Dodger legend. But Mookie Betts is my favorite player. If we are planning eventual move to second base for Mookie, say Tommy is the backup plan and short and to be signed later, Lux got to bring something back. Yeah. Rushing will be playing this year for sure. For sure. And for Kershaw riding the coattail for another ring, I'm fine with him riding another ring or two. You know what I mean? If he's going to come back and pitch the second half of the season, eat some innings when the Dodgers have a big enough lead in their division, potentially big enough lead in home field advantage in the World Series, then I have no problem with letting Kirsch get 7 to 10 starts and eat some innings for these other guys. I have no problem with that as long as he doesn't pitch any high leverage moments in the playoffs. Definitely wouldn't want to see that. My jersey, I don't wear other men's jerseys. Yeah, Joe is the manly man that doesn't do anything fan related. Like he just judges people. So, oh man, did you guys see the report that Rushing is expected to debut this year? Yeah, he will debut this year. Oh man, my favorite was Mike Piazza. I used to like Mike. He was a real jerk though. I had the chance to get his autograph a few times and he just wasn't having it. He wasn't a nice guy. Shout out to Ramon Martinez. Shout out to Raul Mondesi. Shout out to Eric Karros. Shout out to all those dudes who took the time at the end of games. Pedro Martinez when he was younger, when he was a young pup. Shout out to all those guys that were willing to spend time. Darren Dreifert, all these guys I got autographed baseballs and cards from. That took the time in the parking lot through the fence, and you throw the ball over the gate, they'd catch it, sign it, toss it back to you, man. Great time. Piazza was never a guy that would do that, man. He would never do that. And honestly, that was Mikey. That was him not coming to a contract agreement with them. So, but yeah, they shouldn't have traded him. He wasn't a nice guy, but they shouldn't have just traded him like that. They shouldn't have done that. I just want Kershaw to have more rings than Bumgarner. That too. That bothered me for years. The sun coming up bothers Joseph, so I can get that. Oh man, Mike Piazza was an a-hole. He denied me as a kid. Yeah, see, same as me. Mark Davis. He was a real jerk. Look, I was at my grandfather had great seats through his company, and I was there often, and I had multiple chances to try to get Piazza's autograph, and it wasn't just me. He would say no to everybody. He just wasn't nice. He wasn't friendly. He wasn't very fan friendly at all. And like I said, Karros was always great. There's a lot of guys that were always great, man. When Delino DeShields got there, he was great. Charles Johnson was great. A lot of guys are really, really good. Made time for you. He never did. He never did. You know what? I never got a chance to get Nomo's autograph. I tried, but he kind of like kept to his own, especially when he first got there. That would have been one I really wanted to get, but I didn't get a chance to get that. Dan Inspiration says, I don't like Mike Piazza as a person either, but dude is great for being on Married with Children, kept on film. Wow, that's hilarious. Lakers up 13 here. Mark says, hello, Search and Destroy. Let me mind my business. What's going on, Young Yi? If you have to choose one of 23-year-old Yamamoto and Sasaki, who would you pick? Look, I know that a lot of people say that Yamamoto has a chance to be better. That Roki has a chance to be better than Yamamoto. But what Yamamoto accomplished in the Japanese league, the equivalent of all those MVPs, all those Cy Youngs, coming over here and doing what he did here in the playoffs. Look, if we're sitting here right now, the potential of Roki is high. But Yamamoto's a bad man. I think we're almost undervaluing Yamamoto, man. And it's kind of my concern. Everyone's kind of sitting back thinking like, Roki's going to be in the shadow of these two guys, but it's really Yamamoto that's going to be in the shadow because you got Ohtani, who's everyone is in his shadow. And when Roki comes over here, he's going to be the greatest thing there is, publicity wise, right? Since probably Ohtani. And Yamamoto just sitting back there chilling with his $325 million, probably going into a breakout year. Not that he had a bad year last year, he was just hurt. But the work he did in the playoffs and now coming back, oh man. So you know what? I'm going to say Yamamoto, man. That's still my guy. He has a chance to be an ace. He has a chance to win multiple Cy Youngs, and I know that Roki does too. But I've already seen what Yamamoto can do. I'm going to say Yamamoto right now because that dude is filthy, man. That dude is filthy. Al Bundy is my god. Joe got some Al Bundy in him, man. He really does. We was probably at the same gate. Yeah, man. He was just rude, man. You and I could be good friends. Ramon Martinez and Pedro Martinez. Yep, they were always there. They were always great. They came out. They didn't speak the best English at the time, but they tried. And Ramon got better over the time. You know who was good too always? You guys remember Jose Offerman? He signed a few things for me. Tim Wallach. Y'all remember Corey Snyder? I got a couple of things signed from Corey Snyder, a utility guy from back in the day. Who was the other? Chad Fonville, Rafael Furcal. Was it Roberto Kelly? I'm really upset I didn't get anything from Ricky Henderson when he was a Dodger. I was upset about that. You guys remember Billy Ashley and when who's dude's name? What's the dude that the guy the Dodgers had? Jason Worth. Beltray. I got some from Beltray. I got a lot. I had so much stuff. And so I was there all the time, man. I was there all the time. See, told you. Like you could just he has no man. He has Joe has some Al Bundy ish tactics. Kiki is an important piece for October. Dodgers needs to sign him. Last year they signed him during spring training and didn't allow him the opportunity to join them in Korea. Yeah. I think that he definitely will be signed. You know, I would probably say that's probably like 95% chance of him coming back. I'm very, very confident in Kike coming back. Bro, when I hear Delano DeShields, I get sad, bro. The Pedro Martinez deal, heartbreaker. I hear you, but at the time, man, when you had Delano, man, Delano was a good player, man. Delano, him, Marquise Grissom, that Montreal Expo team. He was a Delano DeShields, man, with those high socks. He was at the time considered the better player. Hindsight is 2020. Delano was good, man. Pedro just obviously became an absolute legend, man. Worst Dodger trade ever? DeShields for Pedro Martinez. I mean, but what's his name too? Alvarez for Fields, man. The Dodgers have had a few of those. Are they going to do the same this year and not give him the opportunity to play in Japan? I don't think so. Well, for the amount of money Yamamoto got paid, he better produce, and he did. Yamo already earned his green. Yeah, I agree, Joe. Joe, do you agree? I think some people are underappreciating Yamamoto, man, because we got Ohtani, because all the talk about Roki, getting Snell, having Glass now. I think people don't realize how much of a gem we have in Yamamoto. I don't think he's appreciated yet. Yamamoto was like 5'9". I'm sure he's used to being in other shadows. Shout out to Alfredo Griffin and John Shelby, Jeff Hamilton. Geez, that's some memories with these players. Yep. Mickey Hatcher was Mickey Hatcher. Tim Belcher. Remember Tim Belcher? Mike Marshall. Yeah. I don't got anything from Steve Garvey. Not Garvey. We have stuff from Steve Yeager, but not Garvey. My mom was a big Steve Yeager fan. Delano was fast but couldn't hit. A lot of guys didn't hit for, it was a different era back then. He was a guy that could get on, steal a bunch of bases. He could defend. He was an up and comer. I got to get Al Bundy to sign my football. Polk Heist, 4 touchdowns, greatest football player of all time. Brett Butler. Okay, Brett Butler I had. Brett Butler I had something too. I got Brett Butler after he had left the Dodgers, and they got him at the trade deadline to bring him back one year. And I went to his first game back. Same thing happened when they got the other guy had Todd Hollinsworth. Same thing. After the trade deadline, they came back and I got their autographs. So I really liked Brett Butler. He one of the greatest bunters I've ever seen, or a guy who can just put that ball down the line. But his bunting ability was just the best I ever saw. Love me some Garvey, but it was a long time ago in a different era. I wasn't able to see Garvey. Let's see, Carlos Santana for Casey. Yeah. Yamamoto was huge. He was absolutely huge, man. Yamo in Game 5 against the Padres was a signal. Facts, Joe. Facts, man. Against one of his idols in a closeout game, dealing, shutout, and then what he did against the Mets, and then what he did against the Yankees, like what he did in Yankee Stadium the first time around in the regular season. I was at the game when he came back from his injury, and I believe who were we playing? Was it Colorado? I think it was Colorado. He came back, and I was there with my guy, Joe. Shout out to Joe. We were sitting there, and they're like, yo, it's the 3rd inning, and he had 8 strikeouts already. I'm like, what the? He faced 9 guys, and he struck out 8 of them. And I'm just like, nasty work. Just absolute nasty work. And I just feel like he's being underappreciated. And I'm going for Yamo, man. That's my guy. Lucky got his Yamamoto jersey. Y'all be seeing him rocking with that very soon. He's got his Ohtani. He's got his Mookie. He's got his Yamamoto. He's got all his jerseys, man. Tracy Woodson. Jay Howell. Who was a dude? Some of these names I know it. It's on the guy who was like a legit, like off the bench pinch hitter, would hit walk-off grand slams. He would always get good hits. Dave Hansen. That Dave Hansen I had autograph from too. Randy Scott. I have a picture of Mike Marshall and the Belinda Carlisle holding my 2-year-old nephew. Yo, that's dope, man. That's great. I love talking about the old style because that's when I truly fell in love with the game of baseball. Lakers up 11 here with about 4.5 minutes left. That's when I really fell in love with the game. All those like pre-strike years, was my fundamental baseball years. I remember my first game. I'm not much of a gamer. I probably haven't played a video game since the turn of the century. Maybe 2000, early 2000s. Maybe I played some NBA Live up until 2003, maybe. But I've never in my life played 2K. Never. I've never in my life played MLB The Show. I've never in my life played those games. The last basketball game I played was NBA Live. And I remember Sports Talk Baseball was my game back in the day. And loved it. But now then, I was a guy I broke my leg like one summer. And that's pretty much the only time I really got into video games. And outside of that, I was always someone that was outside. I was out playing. I was in the dirt. I was riding bikes. I was playing ball, doing all kinds of other things I can't say on the internet, but I was always out and about, man. But that's the take. I played a lot of baseball video games, right? But I love that era, that whole era there. Yamamoto was the best, bro. He can get them girls. Dated a model. Yamo's a silent killer, man. Shout out to the 1988 Dodgers. Oh, facts, man. Facts. I wore my 88 championship hat couple Dodger videos ago. I got a Gibson jersey, a Hershiser jersey, Lasorda jersey. I've got a bunch of 88 gear. I've got 2020 gear, a ton of 2024 gear. I love wearing championship gear. I got a lot of Lakers 2020 gear. I've got Lakers 2009, 2010. I've even got 2008 finals gear, the three-peat. And I still got like stuff from the Dream Team, man, of the original Dream Team. And I got stuff when I was a kid from the Dodgers and Lakers, but I was really I can't remember it from a fan's perspective of being all the way in it, like paying attention to every single game. I remember bits and pieces from my dad and my grandpa watching it and being into it. But I got a lot of championship gear. Eddie Murray and Brett Butler. Yeah, Eddie Murray, man. Hall of Famer, Eddie Murray. Chan Ho Park flying knee kicking to Tim Belcher is an all-time comedic. That was, man. You're not lying about that. Chad Ho, man. You got to be careful with some of these guys, man. I don't know why anyone that with Robin Ventura chase the mound of Nolan Ryan. Why would anyone chase down Nolan Ryan? But that one that one was great. That one was great, man. Dan says, Jeff, you have a Dodgers Jeff Kent signed jersey? No, I don't. I don't have that. Throat cancer, Brett. Yeah, man. I remember his bunting. No, man. His bunting was next level, legendary, next level. I used to watch like film of him bunting. Like he was so good. He just perfect. He get it to where no fielder could get it. He survived on like Tony Gwynn. Yeah, that was sad. Shout out to Tony Gwynn, man. Rest in peace, Tony Gwynn. I don't mean to laugh when I said. I'm just thinking of what Joe said. But rest in peace. Rest in peace, Tony Gwynn, man. The Flacco. What's going on, Flacco? Sounds like the Dodgers will be getting a lot of hardware in 2025. Talk to him. Lakers up 7, 4 minutes to go. Still a game here. Mark Davis says 1988 Dodgers. Don't care says Yamamoto earned his contract in the playoffs. Yes, he did, man. Yes, he absolutely did. 6 points game here. Come on, Lakers. Doesn't Yama mean great in Japanese as a Yamamoto of WW2 ship? You might be right. I don't know that. I feel like I've heard that somewhere, so you might be right. Christie, career high 24 points. Yep. And Joe was still not impressed, even with those results. Mr. Soro was not impressed. Karate chop with monkey gripped Chan Ho Park. Mr. I want to watch that video when I get off here, man. Tim Cruz and Mike Sharperson. Rest in peace to both of them, man. Ojeda, was it Bobby Ojeda that was on the boat with him too? Am I tripping? Oh, yeah. Tim Cruz and Mike Sharperson. They died on a boat, right? Was Bobby Ojeda on that boat? Why did his name just pop in my head? But yeah, I remember when he passed, man. Jay Howell, aka the Coke Machine. Number 61, baby. Love Chan Ho Park. Tim Cruz. Yeah, Tim Cruz, man. Was Bobby Ojeda on that boat? Confirm for me, y'all, because it's bothering me. His name immediately popped in my mind, like being synonymous with those other two guys. Happy New Year to you, Pablo. Happy New Year to everybody, man. Matter of fact, this is probably my first this is my first Dodger stream back since the New Year. So happy New Year to my baseball people. Like I said, I've pulled up a couple times on my basketball people. But shout out to the NBA fans and MLB fans and viewers of the channel. I appreciate you guys, man. Happy New Year's to all you guys. He died in a boat accident. Yeah, but I'm trying to confirm if Bobby Ojeda was on that boat. His diarrhea interview. Shadow was funny, man. He was definitely funny, man. You can wear division and LCS gear if they win the title that year. Yeah, that's why it's hard to. Sometimes I don't even buy division rounds gear just because it makes it tough. Now it's easier because I could buy it, I keep it, and then if they lose, I could just return it. You know what I mean? Like I won't wear it until they win it all. And then it's kind of cool because you have all the phases and it gives you a bunch of different stuff to wear to the ballpark next year. And I can't wait, man. I'm telling y'all, I went to 30 games this last season. 30 games. I don't know if I can pull off 50, y'all, with all the content creation. I don't know if I can pull off 50. My goal, my absolute goal and my dream would be to go to all of them, every single home game and some road games. My goal, my dream, a bucket list item. Obviously, a bucket list would be to go to every single one of their games. But a really, really probably more attainable goal would be able to go to 100 Dodger games in a season. That is probably like a dream of mine. A goal is 50, but the dream is 100. There's nothing like being at a major league ballpark. The hell is there's nothing like being, here comes Lucky. Nothing, absolutely nothing like being in a major league ballpark. And being at 30 of them last year was incredible. I got to get to 50 this year. I got to. Nolan Ryan messed him up, headlock and all. What's going on, Mikey Kim? Let's see. Hideo Nomo pitching a no-hitter back in 96, Coors Field against the Rockies. Yeah, man. I remember. I watched that live. Remember when they were doing that? They were doing like, that song from Beetlejuice, that day. Oh, they see that Hideo Nomo don't want to go home. They were making up songs for him, like on intro of Dodger games. It was crazy. Yes, he was. Okay. Bobby Ojeda. Are you saying he was? Because his name immediately popped in my head. Yeah. Tim Cruz, Mike Sharperson, and I think it was Bobby Ojeda that passed away. I'm tripping. Bobby Ojeda was on the boat. Okay, yeah. His name immediately popped in my head, and he's not a name that just would randomly pop in my head. So I thought that was the case. Okay, yeah. So rest in peace to all three of those men, man. That was sad when it happened. Definitely sucks. And all former Dodgers. So it's not the first. I remember when was it Fernandez? Christie again, huh? Fernandez in Miami died, and that whole D Gordon, him crying after the home run, man, just it's sad, man. It's sad when anyone passes away, but it sucks to see an athlete go out like that, man. A third Indians pitcher, Bobby Ojeda, 35, survived the collision and sustained a severe scalp laceration, losing 4 pints of blood, but never conscious. Oh, okay, we get consciousness. So he did pass away. My God, poor guys, man. Their families, man. That just sucks. Who is better Korean pitcher for the Dodgers, Chan Ho or Ryu? Let's see what Joe thinks about this. I will say that Chan Ho had more hype. He was a bigger name when he first came over. Ryu, Chan Ho had a pretty decent career. He left the Dodgers and pitched elsewhere too. Oh, Joe, you remember Ryu's bat flip? You remember his bat flip? Oh man, the Dodgers got some comedic Ryu's bat flip was amazing. I think Ryu was really good, man. Ryu was really good. Chan Ho was really good. I think you could take either. I feel like I might be leaning. I can't get the his bat flip out of the way. No, I'm just thinking of Chan Ho's kick and Ryu's bat flip. How can I choose between either one of them? It's a tie. The kick and the bat flip. It's a tie. Oh my God! But if I had to pick, I would pick Ryu. I think, but the bat flip and the jump kick, both absolutely incredible, man. An Indian pitcher survived the scalp. Oh man, he took it there. Ryu, okay, yeah, Ryu. Flacco says O'Hare was the lone survivor. Okay, man. Lima time. Jose Lima died too. He passed away as well. I think he had a heart attack. He passed away as well. Lima time. Believe it. Lima, man. I remember he was just a great ball of energy to have around. I remember Grandpa used to tell me, I'm just watching the final minute of this Laker game, y'all. My grandpa used to tell me, like, even if he can't pitch, find a place for this guy. Ooh, Braun. Shout out, Braun. That's probably the dagger 3 right there. My grandpa used to tell me, I don't care where they play him, just find him a place on this team. He's got so much joy, and he gets the team hyped up, and he passed away as well. But Lima time, I remember that. I'm going to say Sonny Kim. Nah, it's Ryu. Oh, man. Bro, Lakers better not blow this game. Yeah, that was a big shot by there. Yeah, Jose Lima, rest in peace. Let's see. Ryu is goated for slapping Puig around that too. But that bat flip, man. Did y'all see that bat flip? So y'all got homework. Y'all got to see the Ryu bat flip and the Chan Ho jump kick. You have to we have to see these again. Oh my God, that bat flip was so epic too. Bro, Christie might end up with 30 points tonight. Yeah. I mean, he's got to be consistent though. Look, I'd rather have Max give me 14 points tonight then have a 30-point game and like a 2-point game the next night, right? But yeah, this is great for his confidence for sure. Great for his confidence. Rui slapping Puig. If those efforts didn't cheat in 2017, Rio would have been a Dodger elite. Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Slapping Puig was something. Yeah. Chrissy doing his best Mamba in person. Whoa, we can't put them in the same sentence, man. I'll take Ryu. Chanho gave up to Grand Slab to Tatis in the same inning, and I was at that game. It was a Saturday night. It was hot as holy hell that day. Hot as hell. Oh my God, I was there with my baseball team. And I remember being there like, what just happened? In the same inning. Who knew that his son, I was also at the game where his son hit the ball out of the stadium. Crazy. I've been at Dodger Stadium for almost every time a ball has been hit out. I was there when Piazza did it. I was there when Tatis did it. I was there when Stanton did it. Who's the other one? Damn it. I think I've been there for almost all, if not all, each time that it's happened. Lima died some time ago. Yep. Rest in peace, man. Why are we so close to the Blazers? 6-point game, 40 seconds left. I think that dagger 3 by Braun did it. Max, I don't know why Max didn't take it to the basket there. They're doubling Braun. You got to have a get it to Reeves was wide open, and they found the ball to what's going on here? Is that? Yeah, that was bad pass by Braun there. He had Reeves wide open in the corner. 6-point lead. Did they just foul him? I also just committed a foul. These refs are goaltending. Yeah, make sure to drop a like on the video if you have not done so already. Subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. I understand the Laker game is on. It's a little earlier than I usually go on. I was debating doing a Laker video later as well. I may or may not still do that. But definitely wanted to tap in with you guys on some baseball tonight for sure. Not a Dodger fan, but the Korean pitching trinity can't stop without BK Kim and his double bird flips. Yeah. Big Choi in his 3-home run game was awesome. Big Choi, he sopped Choi. Remember they would do the clap. He sopped Choi. Remember that? Oh man. Remember when Cedric Sabalos took off? So yeah, he left Havasu. He was butthurt because Magic came back and was getting all the attention. Led to him getting traded for Robert Horry, man. I remember that. Wilbur Stargell. I was there when Big Mac did it, and too many damn times when Barry Bonds did it. Barry Bonds, man. Wes Parker. Who says who? Wes Parker. Oh man. Some names, man. Do a Laker show. Yeah, I might do a Laker show still tonight. Let's see. He shot Choi, my favorite Korean player. But yep, see the chance, man. I'll get into that, man. I'll be drunk as hell. Like, he shot Choi. He stopped Choi. I'll be all drunk as shit. Can barely say it, man. Man, what a time, man. What a time. I was at the game. Remember when Nomar got that home run in the playoffs? I was at that game. I'm gonna tell you, like, he came up to pinch hit one game. I'm forgetting who we were playing. He comes up, and as a pinch hitter, they start playing lowrider, and it felt like an earthquake at Dodger Stadium. Like, it was shaking so much. I've been to a lot of games, yo. I have been to a lot of baseball games. A whole lot of baseball games. Oh, LeBron looking cranky out here. He upset. Most 30-point games in NBA history. LeBron, 562, ties Michael Jordan. Kobe Bryant, once again, on another list with greatness. He stopped Choi. I remember those chants, man. I remember. What's going on? ML teams are going to hate Dodgers if all Japan players come to LA. Yeah, because they may get that third baseman next year too. If Muncie's final year of his deal, I could potentially see that happening. Lakers up 4, getting the ball here. LeBron going to the cup. They're going to foul him. They did not foul him, and he made a layup. There you go. 6-point lead, 17 seconds left. Crazier things have happened, but the Lakers should have this in the bag. Oh, man, I thought he was about to make that. Saw the big red machine and also Bob Gibson at Dodger Stadium. $3 tickets, $1 parking. Wow. Shout out to bro. Wow. What a time to be alive that was. Man, I'm paying $30 for parking now. Man. And those beers are crazy, bro. I can't get out of Dodger Stadium. So if I take my wife and she wants one of them like Instagram friendly drinks, it's over. Like, the beers are bad enough. You start letting her drink those, it's a hot mess, man. See you later, Mikey. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. I'm getting ready to shut it down as well. Appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. Like I said, a little kind of impromptu baseball pull up, a little earlier than usual. 250 overall people in the building right now, man. 200 people on Twitter X. We got 50 people right here, 51 people on YouTube. We got how many likes on the video? See if we can get to. Yeah, we got past 30. So there we go. For an improp, 32 likes on the video, approaching 400 views while live. I'll take that any day of the week. So appreciate y'all, man. Pull up $50 micheladas. Yeah, it'll be crazy. It'll be crazy. Yeah, that was those were the times. He chopped Troy low key. Looks like Otani's older brother. I agree. Miss Dodger Dogs by Farmer John's. Yeah, and the buns are trash now too. The bread is like all like chewy and tough. Yeah, this is the highest hype it's ever been. I can't wait to go to spring training, y'all. I cannot wait to go to spring training. So I'm gonna go on and get off here. You guys can go ahead and support all the Laker Post games. I'm sure Joe is gonna pull up on Lakers Fast Break, so make sure to go support them over there. I may or may not be back with a Laker video tonight. I am not sure. It's already come up on 10 o'clock, and I got to take Lucky for a walk. But I appreciate y'all. Y'all could be anywhere in the world, but you here with me. Let's see how the Dodgers go. Let's see what happens with Robert. Let's see what happens with Tanner Scott. Let's see what happens with anything Dodger related. So as always, appreciate you guys. Thank you for your time. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Y'all stay safe. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And Search, salute to you, brother. You're the best in the absolute business. I'll catch you guys on the next one. I'm out of here. Go Dodgers. Good job, Lakers. Peace.